Hi everybody, my name is Nikoheart, and this is Alien Isolation, any percent CC only. CC stands for crouch clipping. Now to do this run we have to do a few pre-requirements, which is to basically limit the game to 140 frames per second. This is going to allow the crouch clipping. As you can see in the top right hand corner, it's locked to 140 frames per second. You can do this within NVIDIA's control panel or third-party application like Riva Tuner or Bandicam. We will also set this game into Italian. Italian is 30 seconds fast, so have a full language pack for the whole game, but we usually just use Italian because it's the best language to use for this game. And then we also changed the input bindings so that we can map the crouch wheel to the mouse wheel to the crouch button. That is going to basically allow us to do the crouch clipping because we're going to be using the crouch button successively over a period of time. We're running this on novice. This is the easiest category, so it makes it easier for so the lesser intensity of the aliens, more loot, and all around the easier experience. So here we go. We're going to go do novice, and let's go. Hopefully everyone is doing very well today, and thank you so much for watching the run. Guys, don't forget to go and support No Kids Gaming. Very, very important to support the charity involved. All right, I'm going to be skipping 2 cutscenes, and then we're going to be going. So here we go. And time will start now. Oh, hold on, one second. We got a message to hold off from starting. 1 second. Okay. Let's quickly reset so that we can hold. I said we've got to hold off before we're starting, so let's quickly do a reset. 1 second, guys. Hold on. After every time, okay, so this is something else as well. Every time you do a run, you have to reload the game. So now we just have to do a quick reload before we start. 1 second. AI. There we go. All right, so we're just gonna get the word before we actually start. Fixing the layout, no worries. Sorry about that. I'll get myself ready before we do anything. So let's go to novice. All right. Okie dokie. But no, how is everyone today? I hope you guys are doing well. So I'm just going to wait for the word. All right, we're good to go. So let's start again. So as I said again, the timer will start after the second cutscene, and you see in the bottom right corner of the game, you see the little wheel. When that goes away, the very first frame of when that wheel goes away is when it starts. Faces now in the right place. Yeah, I accidentally did swap my camera position a little bit, so that was my fault. I do apologize. So the time starts now. So the basis of this game is that we are Amanda Ripley, Ellen Ripley's daughter from the movies, and we are about to wake up out of hypersleep because we are on our mission to try and find the black box, which is kind of regarding the last known whereabouts of our mother. So we're with the Weyland-Yutani crew to kind of make our way over to Sevastopol in order to be able to actually find out if we can get that black box and get more information. So the first thing we do in this game is very, very important, is that we have to get dressed. You can't actually get dressed. Well, you can get dressed, excuse me, but you can't actually progress in the game if you don't get dressed. It's actually like the absolute pre-requirement of this game. You can't progress without getting dressed. Who knew? Who knew this is applicable to real life? So we're going to be doing a first few things, which is to skip dialogues, and to do that, what we do is we kind of activate the plane of where the dialogue is held to, and then we leave the area. Once we've left the area of the activated dialogue, it'll treat it as that we've listened to all of the conversation. So just over this little bit here. Ripley. And then as soon as that you hear that Ripley, then you know that the dialogue is done. We've got 2 more dialogues to mainly skip, and then we're going to go head over to the briefing room where we're going to be briefed for going over to Sevastopol. So, Taylor, buongiorno. So after our dialogue here, there goes the dialogue away. So again, you will kind of know when the dialogue has been skipped. It's literally after that part of dialogue, like once the dialogue has been triggered and then it goes away, then you kind of know. But here, specifically, you have to be very careful where you leave. You have to wait for this dialogue here and not go over this point, otherwise it'll actually confuse the game. When you hear tubata, which is the last part of the dialogue, that's when you can actually start walking overwards. Because if you actually cross that point, that little point there, as the dialogue is still going, then it won't give us our dialogue. So we have to let our dialogue start first before we actually progress overwards. Here we go. So we can actually wait here. We're going to go backwards through the map. The reason that we do that is that we're actually confusing the game into making Samuel's progress a little bit faster to the briefing room. So that way we can actually get over and get everybody across to the briefing room at a faster speed. So now we have to actually hold this door here for Samuel's, because Samuel's is known to get stuck. Pardon meme, door stuck. Samuel's will actually get stuck, if you know what I mean. So we kind of need to make sure that he actually can walk through. So here what we're doing is now we're getting briefed over towards going to Sevastopol. We're going to be greeted with a cutscene which we're skipping in towards where we're going to get on our spacesuits. We're going to spacewalk over to Sevastopol, and then in the cutscene, like meteoroids will cut and tether the line of the EVA line between us. We'll all go spiraling out of control, and then we'll actually land within the airlock of Sevastopol, getting ready to try and find the black box. But not really. But not really, because we're not even going to be finding that black box. I just noticed an issue with my possible splits, so I'm just going to quickly add a load of uh-oh. I have a feeling that my timer might stop because I've only got one split on there. Yikers. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly change that to like 50 minutes. Oh no. Oh no! 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 Oh god! Uh-oh! I just knocked my timer off. Whoops! That's not good. That's not good. What should we do in that regard? Should we just keep on going, or? Uh-oh! One second, guys. I just completely knocked off my timer. Whoops. This isn't good. Oh no. Oh no. 1 second, guys. 1 second. I knocked this off. I'm so sorry. Oh no. Should we reset or should we keep on going? Should we reset or keep on going? No. I messed this up. I'm so sorry about this, guys. Should we keep on going or reset? Yeah, whoops. I'm so sorry about this, guys. Like, we can keep on going. We can keep on going if it comes to the case, or start again. It's fine. Okay, so we're allowed to start again. I do apologize. Damn it. So we will have to start again. I do apologize in advance to SpeedGaming. That was unintentional. I woke up quite late. I do apologize. Let's just get this run going again. It's 3 minutes, and then let's just quickly get this going again. Apologies, everybody. Apologies. Okay, let's quickly get the run going. Oh, any oscillation. Start gaming. Novice. There we go. I do apologize about that, guys. Yeah, I had the wrong splits. I did wake up a little bit late today. I've been working like for the last couple of days till like 6 AM every day because of a few projects I've been working on. So I'm a little bit tired all around. Anyway, so I could probably talk a little bit more about the game and kind of the events leading up to for what we're going to be doing next. So how about that? We'll actually talk a little bit more about the game. So the act of what this run is going to be is about crouch clipping. So with crouch clipping, what we do is we map the mouse wheel to the crouch button, and what we do, like as we scroll the mouse wheel over a successive period of time, is actually going to allow us to basically merge through. It's actually going to allow us to merge through doors because we're clipping through them. And if you do it at the right point, then like through certain doors you can crouch clip through. I know that if depending on like kind of like the properties of certain doors, it actually makes it a lot harder to do. Speedrunners resetting. Now you've seen it all. It's almost like the act of speedrunning is kind of like almost removed. Okay, let's compose ourselves. Let's get ready to Ripley. Can we get a R Ripley in the chat? And can we get a semi-F in the chat for the resets? Okay, now, let's see if we can actually get a faster M1, actually. Let's see if we can get a faster M1. Who knew? And I can actually explain about the differences of why M1 could be different. Because sometimes Samuels actually would like to kind of like messy around in the directions that he goes. For example, I've seen Samuels, instead of actually going into his spot when you get into the briefing room, to actually get stuck behind Taylor. And that is like an automatic run reset and everything like that. So like he can actually get stuck. There we go. There we go. So, as he heard Turbata, that's when we can start walking. That makes it like you can just get that little bit of quicker time save by actually walking at the point when it says Turbata instead of waiting for your dialogue, basically. So, let's talk to Taylor again. Wait to go across to here.
Hai visto Samuels? Sarà sveglio da ora, immagino.
Alright, so now we're going to go all the way down here, confuse the game, and then we're going to go wait for Samuels, and then make our way back to the briefing room. Again, apologies for that run reset. I've just, I completely forgot to change my splits there, but at least we're now on time. At least we're now on time, and we got an actual run going. Ah, Ripley, right? Here we go. Here we go, wait for Samuels. Here he comes. Let's go. We'll turn around. And like I say, you see Taylor here. He actually gets stuck behind Taylor, and he can sometimes get stuck there for about 20 seconds. Because he just gets so confused. It's just like he just walks around like this for a bit, and he's like, "Oh yeah, this way." He's just like, "Ah, this way." Also, I do apologize if I drop frames. I'm having like terrible issues with my ISP right now, so I completely apologize if you guys are getting drop frames and stuff for that. It's not a good time. Not a good time. Alright, so we're going to click on the documents here. As soon as it says everybody have their briefing documents, and then we hold enter to skip the cutscene. I forgot to mention that earlier on. Oh, come on, ISP. ISP, please. I might have to drop down the quality a tiny bit. See if this works. Cursed run today. All right. So now that we've woken up in the airlock of Sevastopol, now what we're going to do is we're going to get out of our spacesuits, and then we're going to make our way over to the point where we're going to start the very first bits of the run. Here we go. It's okay. Now that we've got that going, we can actually turn our mouse and keyboard in the black opacity. So now we can actually make our way into the game. So, what we do here first now is that we're going to crouch here. To crouch here, we're actually going to remove a tutorial for learning how to crouch in a video game. Who knew? So by crouching there, when we're going to go under the baggage scanner in a little bit, we're not going to get stopped, and we're not going to get that little dialogue of learning how to crouch. So then we can just make that nice, clean and exit way through into the baggage scanner, and then we're good to go. And we're going to have our very first scripted dialogue here. So we take some scripted damage here, not scripted dialogue, scripted damage. So you can now see just here that there is some damage loss. And now we need to pick 3 flares up in this run. We need 3 flares. So here we go. So yeah, apologies about the frames, guys. Like I say, that's my ISP. Like, they've been a bit of a nightmare recently. So here we go. Here we go. So, now that we've got the flare, we need 3 of those for the run. The flares are the most important part about an any % run because they are crucial for the necessary parts of the game. So, I just realized, I hope I have my splits going. I should do. I am not prepared. I do apologize. So, I do hope I've got my CC only splits loaded. I should do. So, here we go. I do. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to press space here. And then we're going to start crouch clipping into the door here. Now what we do, like we just did there, is we roll the mouse up and down over a successive period of time. And then we just make sure that we do it at a certain speed. And then we should be able to clip straight through. It is as smooth as butter if you get it absolutely right. For here, you can just do one big swipe up on the mouse wheel. And you'll go straight through this door and straight through this door as well. So, the next thing that we're going to do, after we pick up that backup flare. Like that's technically we picked that up for marathon safety. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do an out of bounds skip. So what we're now going to do is scroll into this T, and we should be able to get through. There we go. Now we're going to go around over here, and we're going to fall down into a cutscene. As we're falling down, we're holding peak. The reason that we are holding peak is that we're not going to take damage as we fall into the cutscene. If you actually take damage when you fall into the cutscene, your camera will be locked and it will be fixed. And the only way to get rid of that lock and fix is to throw a flare. One of the crucial things that you need for this run. So you don't want to take any kind of damage there. And so that's why we hold peak as we fall down. So we got the crouch clip going. Everything is all good. If I can make a little bit of a speech here, guys. Make sure to support the charity for the speed run, for SpeedGaming, which is for No Kids Hungry. They are doing everything they can to help all kind of different children in response to like coronavirus and different events around the world, and they'll help them for afterwards and the future. So as it says there in the chat as well, it's for No Kids Hungry, a charity dedicated to providing meals for children in need, as well as supporting food banks and community groups that serve the areas hit hardest. So please go and support No Kid Hungry. Please go do a lovely thing and support a great charity. All right, so we can actually crouch clip into that door, so we can get into there a little bit earlier. And now we're going to go into the next part of the mission. So what we do here is quite a nice, easy bit of the run. Is we're just going to literally go over to one of the trams, press the button, and we're going to go all the way around. We're going to go all the way around to open up a door. This is just kind of like killing time right now. We're going to open up a door, and we're going to check the body next to us. The reason that we check the body is that we're going to see if there is any shotgun shells, because the shotgun shells are kind of important. The reason for that is, later on, we have to kill six facehuggers with 4 shotgun bullets. Now, that means we have to kill 2 facehuggers at the same time in two different events. So we don't want to waste any of the shotgun bullets. And if we manage to get that 5th shotgun bullet, it makes the very last 2 facehuggers a lot easier to do. We're also going to be doing a next crouch clipping technique very, very soon, which is called the box skip. And to do that, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be crouch clipping into an invisible barrier. And when you do it over a period of time, you can start to clip through the invisible barrier very, very nicely. And then you'll clip through a door. And then you make your way technically from mission... We're technically going into like the waiting area for mission 8. We then go into mission 11, for which we'll then backtrack into mission... the start of mission 11, and then into mission 4. We're basically going forwards to go backwards. Alright, so we now go into mission 8. Recently I've been running this game at 400%, so this game actually feels a bit slow for me. So we've been doing a few different like speed hack meme runs recently, so this game at 300% speed is a lot different. It's a wholly different experience. So alright, so now we're going to be coming up to the boxes, which is just on the top left-hand side. So, what we actually do as well, like, depending with the certain kind of mouses that you have, that have an infinite scroll, what we like to do now is we like to actually turn that on so that we can scroll, we can let a big scroll by just flicking the wheel upwards to actually make it easier for us to, like, get through these areas where it would be... Normally, we'd have to turn the mouse upside down to do these, like, longer scrolls, so we're just going to get the infinite scroll, flick it upwards... And we're going to start going through the invisible barrier and through the door. Lovely. So that is the crouch clipping in good effect right there. And then we're going to do one more crouch clipping to get through this door here. And there we go. So basically in this run, we're not even finding that black box that ascertains to our mother or anything like that. We've skipped that whole entire section. I forgot to set my binds as well for the flare. I always do this. So here we go. Alright. Good. So now we're technically going backwards through the game. So we were in mission 11. So now we're going to go backwards. And we're going to go and crouch clip through this door. So when we crouch clip through this door, it's technically going into mission 4. So we're going to go, wait for that little... What I like to do there is, like, when you're crouching, you kind of wait for that little bump in the camera. And doing that is a good signification that you're ready to be able to crouch clip. What we're now doing is psycho running. Psycho running is basically silent running. And to do that, what you do is you hold WD and shift, and then you press space every half a second or so. You can do this any kind of speed upwards of half a second. And every kind of like step that you take with the space bar provides that silent walk. No, the silent run, apologies. So we're going to be capitalizing this a little bit later on when we're actually going to be encountering the xenomorphs. Very, very important, because we want to get by the xenomorphs without getting bitten, because we like our body and not to be eaten. So before we do anything, I always mess this up, so let's quickly get the bindings. So what we can do is we can map the flare key to 6 on the top row. This makes it easier for us to be able to click the 6 key and get that flare out at good avail. Now we're going to be doing the elevator skip. The elevator skip is where we're going to be crouch clipping into the door that leads into mission 18. Now there's a couple of ways around this where you can crouch clip either directly into it, or you can get halfway through. And if you get halfway through, you're going to lay the flare like so, turn around, and then you're going to crouch clip into it again. You're going to go directly over the flare. That was found by iBob Touch. So now, we've gone from mission 4 directly into mission 18. We skipped a lot of the game, so let's make our way through. So with mission 18, this is where it's going to get a lot more intense. So we're going to get the flare out ready by pressing the 6 key. And then we're going to be hacking 2 terminals, which will help to activate the computers upstairs and open up the door. But we don't actually have the hack tool right now, so we're going to be a little bit of a distance away, so that like it doesn't realize that we don't have the hack tool. If it realizes that we have the hack tool, then it actually takes away the ability to be able to hack. We're going to psycho run all the way over to the other side, and then we're going to light the flare and then hack again. Okay, here we go. So what we do now is we're going to throw the flare so that when we make our way down, the alien that is on this floor here is going to be a bit distracted and won't try to grab us a little bit later. Make sure you navigate around this android here, because that android, if you turn your back to it, will actually grab at you. And it'll be a time loss, it'll be a damage, like a health loss, and it's not what you need. For the rest of the run, we're pretty much going to be psycho running up until we actually get over to the point of where we try to take off, try to get our spacesuit, because we're not actually going to be putting on a spacesuit for that period of time. We're going to be taken by the xenomorphs and taken over to the second part of mission 18. So when we actually do psycho running, we have to be very, very careful with making sharp left turns. And the reason for that is we actually do make a step whenever we make this kind of turn. Whenever we make a quick left turn. So as we're doing it, we're just going to spam the space key a little bit faster. I'm taking a marathon safety save here, so let's do this now. This is a bit that every speedrunner dreads here. And now we're just going to make our way down silently. Here we go. Here we go. And usually about here is when you can just start running naturally. There we go. Lovely. So, we made it through, no problem, and now Steve is going to go, well, Steve is the alien name that we like to call it. It's kind of like the meme within the community. So Steve, above us, is going to look at us, take us over, and try to harvest us. But we're going to break out of the harvesting so that we can kind of continue with the ability of actually trying to get out of Sebastopol and making sure that it is at a point of exploding, and that we're going to go back into the Weyland-Yutani cruise ship to make sure that we can get out. So, here we go. Also, I realized I chose my wrong splits again. I'm using the AM splits. So my timer looks red. My timer does look red, but that is the exact time at the moment, guys. Alright. So, pro tip, don't press any keys in this section. If you press some keys like forwards, you could actually get yourself into like a kind of like a soft lock, hard lock sake, where every time you get out of the animation, you will constantly be on fire. And, you know, there's no way around it apart from, like, reloading the whole mission, basically, and nobody wants that. We would like our body not to be on fire, so we don't touch anything during the section. Now, we do need that next flare there, so let's grab that flare just to the right here. Now, here progresses where we need to kill the facehuggers, the 6 facehuggers with 4 shotgun bullets. We are looking around to see if there's any other shotgun bullets. So what we have to do is make sure that they're both within the reticle, and nope. So, You saw that one of them was still alive, so we need to reset, because otherwise it will grab at our face, and that will be a reset. Alright, here we go. This is where a lot of runs do die, unfortunately, because the facehuggers have a great amount of RNG, and they like to not be very friendly. You get a good kind of confirmation when you've actually killed both of them by a louder sound and more acid being splashed around as well. What some people like to do is just wait for the facehugger here and kill it. There we go. So we're actually going to be, like, the reason that we're using the third flare is that we're going to be using it to deteriorate the path of where the alien usually goes to. I'll explain in a moment. Here's one more facehugger. There we go. So now we're going to grab the flare. Now we're going to light it, and we're going to throw it over that way, and by throwing it, it's actually going to remove the animation of the xenomorph dropping down. So that way we're able to run by the one that's just over to the right, and then we can run straight past them and not getting grabbed or anything like that. So here we go. Here we go. So normally one would drop down right now, but we can literally just run by that xenomorph right there. No problem. No problem at all. I love doing that. So, like, now we're going to go over here and we're going to press space. The reason that we crouch here is that, like, as we hold W, we're actually going to be technically on the other side of an invisible barrier that's stopping us to initially go into it. So now we can just actually make our way over to here a little bit quicker. We're going to be crouch clipping into this ladder here. As we fall down the ladder, we need to hold crouch again. And because, like, technically falling down the ladder is actually going to incur fall damage. So to remove the fall damage again, we hold the peak key as we fall down. What we just did there is that we just skipped that animation of the train going over us, because you can hug that side of the wall to actually navigate over to the other side. So that way you don't have to go down onto the platform and let the second train go over our heads. And now we're coming up to the very last point of the facehuggers. So here is some bless RNG that is needed in the chat, because there is heavy RNG towards these two facehuggers here. Now, there is apparently some possible strats in towards making it so that it goes into a specific pathing every time, but it's a very, very sort of like not 100% strat. So here we go. Let's try and get these two. Okay, so they're too far apart, so we have to reset. They're too far apart, so we have to reset. There's no point trying to kill both of them at the same time, because it won't work out that way. So here we go. Let's do that again. Lovely stuff. Second try. Actually, no, first try. First try. Absolutely. So, making sure that you get both of those facehuggers within the reticle means that you can actually kill both of them at the same time, and then you can make your merry way. So what we're going to do now is, the backup strat is, we're going to hold E and Shift as we go into this ladder, and then as you come out of the animation of going onto the ladder, you'll fall straight down the elevator, and then you'll go through, you go straight through the ladder. And now we're going to make our way over to here. And now we're going to be making our way out of Sevastopol, trying to get back into the Weyland-Yutani cruise ship. And then, hopefully, getting out scot-free. But maybe not. Are we? Are we not? Are we not? We'll find out. So, usually from here on out is about 5 minutes before the end of the run. So it looks like it's going to be about a 24-minute in-game time, roughly. Probably a little bit more because of those facehuggers. Every runner's just like, you know, worry right at the end of like an 80% run. Those two are always a bit of a pain. But yeah, again, guys, make sure you support the charity for No Kids Hungry. They're doing amazing things to help kids around the world who need the right kind of resources, food banks and all sorts of stuff, and it helps them for all different kinds of crises, and it helps them for later on in life. So please go and support the charity ahead of time, and donate to the cause, and make sure that you keep on supporting SpeedGaming today with their charity marathon. There are some amazing runs, like just before mine was the Pepsi Man speedrun, which I peered into a little bit. Pepsi Man is an awesome game, and GG to the runner as well. But no, we're going to be doing two more strats. We're going to be doing two more strats. One of them is a completely RNG basis thing, And the next one is a thing called double pins. Now, with double pins, what we have to do is we have to hold our mouse on the edge of one of the pins and throw our mouse over to the other side while spamming E a lot. By doing that, you're technically trying to activate 2 pins at the same time. And if you manage to activate 2 pins at the same time, you will effectively save 15 seconds per double pin, meaning that you can save 30 seconds altogether. And then we would save more time going into the next part, which is mission 19. So, mission 19 is where the RNG bases will happen, where we do something called skill walk. The reason that we call it skill walk is that there is no skill involved. It is the meme, the final meme of the run, where basically the game will think, oh, are you walking? We're going to give you the run, basically. So we've been trying to determine a way of like making us run every time, but to no avail. So we just kind of like walk forwards and hope for the best to see if we actually lose or gain 8.7 seconds in a run. It's literally as easy as that, you know, as easy as that. So here we go. So we're gonna get the key cards, put them into the slots, which is going to open up the lid for the double pins. Well, the 4 pins, but the double pins that we are going to do. Here we go. Bless RNG for double pins, guys. Bless RNG. Let's go. So here we can just literally turn our mouse like just in the direction of grabbing the key card to inserting the key card. It's a very nice smooth motion there. So here we go. All right. Bless RNG. Lovely. That is 1 double pin. Mash your keyboard and then I'm getting skill walk. Interesting, Josh. Interesting. We still believe that it's like just a whole RNG basis for skill walk, so we don't know yet. All right, so that's 1 double pin. That's 2 double pin. Lovely. Get some water. Good. So now we're going to be greeted by the xenomorphs, who are going to like have a nice little friendly hello and goodbye. Before we activate the pins to unleash the docking clamp, for which we're going to go back into the ship of the Wayne and Tiny crew. So we'll wait for that moment, and then we're going to skip the cutscene, and then bless RNG for skill walk. And whee! So we're going to go tumbling in space and land on the ship door. Holding enter. Bless RNG, here we go. Now, what we'd like to do, like as soon as we come out of this little cutscene here, is like I like to hold shift and forwards, and we got skill walk. This is skill walk, where you just walk a little bit faster and save 8.7 seconds. That is all. That is all. So, all we have to do now is some dedicated keys. We just do some dedicated keys, which is like down, down, left, right, you know, up, down, left, right, A, B starts, and then the final point of the run is where we have to press the button, and then the real time should stop. I think the in-game time is gonna stop, and the real time will probably still continue because I chose the wrong live splits. I'm not on my game today, so here we go. So the real time was, so it was like a 24:28 for real time, and it was oh, come on. Stop, please. Stop. How do I stop? There we go. So it's about like 23:25 it was altogether. 23:25 roughly. Does my splits want to stop, please? There we go. Stop. Stop. Pause. Stop. Stop. So, that was any percent CC only. Still... that was any percent CC only novice, but any in isolation. If you guys enjoyed the run, there's a lot of new runners coming in, and we're very, very helpful towards people learning this run. So head over to speedrun.com to go over to Alien Isolation. It should be speedrun.com/AI, and there's a Discord there where you can get to know us and get to meet a few of the other runners. Shout outs to a lot of the amazing runners here, like Psycho Hypnotic. There's actually a few speedrunners in the chat there as well, like it's Josh. Thank you guys for watching the run, and I hope that you guys enjoy. Oh, and Room Winter as well. Thank you guys for watching the run. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and please continue to support the rest of the marathon today for SpeedGaming. Scott, excuse me, for SpeedGaming and for No Kids Hungry. Thank you again. Big appreciate.